Hey, Cole, hey, Anthony, how you guys doing today?
Good. I'm alright.
Doing good?
Yeah.
Perfect. So today we're going to talk about the holiday that is currently around the corner. Do you guys know what that is?
Halloween.
Halloween. Yes, you are correct. It is Halloween. And so I just want to remind you guys about what we talked about last week, about just initiating our conversations. And this is going to be really helpful, especially if you guys are going to a Halloween party, or if you guys are going to be trick-or-treating with friends or at your parents' house, handing out candy to trick-or-treaters. And so I know high school kids don't like to go trick-or-treating, but when I was in high school, I know I went a few times. So I wanted to talk to you guys about a few things. Are either of you planning on going to a Halloween party or having one?
No. If I'm invited.
If you're invited. Okay. So what I wanted to do today was I cut up some costumes that you guys might see at parties if you go or if you help hand out candy or do anything. And so what we'll do today is I'm just going to have you pick one of the costumes, and then I want you to ask that person a question as if you were talking with them at a party. Maybe you don't know what their costume is, or maybe you want to ask them about Halloween, or maybe you just want to learn more about who they are. So, Cole, we're going to start with you, and I'll just have you pick one of the costumes, and then just give me a question that you would probably ask that person at a party.
So who is that? Who are you dressed as?
Yeah, that's good. And so that is Mario. That's a video game character. That's a great question, though, because if you don't know what he is, you don't want to be left in the dark, right? You
Right.
want to know what's going on. So that was good. Anthony, would you like to pick one that Cole did not?
This one.
Okay.
Where did you get your idea for your costume?
That's a great question to ask, too. Yeah, I think that's definitely a good place to start. And do you guys have any costume ideas or people that you really would like to dress up as for Halloween? No?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, yeah? Have you seen all the movies or read all the books?
Most of them.
Great.
I'm not good with costumes.
You're not good with costumes?
No.
That's okay. It's not a big deal. So, Cole, I know you guys said that maybe you'll go to a party if you're invited, maybe you aren't. So that means if you're not going to a party, you might be at home with your parents handing out candy. And that means you'll see what?
Trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, trick-or-treaters. And so I printed out some pictures of trick-or-treaters for you guys. Let's pick one of these characters and interact with each other as if one of you is the trick-or-treater and one of you is giving them candy. So which one of you would like to go first?
I'll be the trick-or-treater.
Who would be the trick-or-treater? Which costume would you like to be?
That one.
Nice, Superman. That's a good call. So, Anthony, you are talking with a young boy dressed as... Sorry, we'll have to get into character. Dressed as Superman. So what do you think you would say to them if they came up to your door asking for candy?
What's your costume?
Yeah, that's good. Do you know what the costume is already?
It's Superman.
It's Superman. So what's another question that we could ask instead of that? Since we know that he's dressed as Superman, what could we ask him possibly?
Is that your favorite superhero?
That's a great question. Yeah. Cole, what would you say to that if you were that boy?
No.
No. Well, hey, maybe you don't like Superman. Maybe it was what your mom picked for you, right?
I like Batman better.
You like Batman?
He's
Yeah.
way cooler.
Batman is way cooler. So, Anthony, could you pick a costume as well? I know I didn't leave you with many choices, but... So, yeah, that's great. That's a good one. So, do you know who that is, Cole?
Where's Waldo?
Yeah, exactly. And so, can you maybe speak with Anthony or ask Anthony a question that would make him a trick-or-treater coming to your door? What would you say to him or ask him?
Who are you supposed to be in your costume?
I don't know. My parents picked it out.
And that was a good question. And maybe they don't know. So then what could you say in response to that?
Did you have a different costume that you would rather be in?
Yes,
What?
the Incredible Hulk.
That was a great question. Yeah. And something else too you guys can ask is, what kind of candy do you want? Or is Halloween your favorite holiday? And obviously they're just coming for candy, so we don't want to keep them too long. And they're kids, so they might be shy, and they don't understand sometimes social interaction as we're learning in this environment, right? And so if they shun you off or don't respond, that's okay. So just remember that. And so what I did is I made something for you guys here so we could talk through some things to discuss on Halloween. And I know you guys said you aren't going to be having a party, but if you would decide to have a party, this would be a good place to start for inviting people to your house. Or even in the future, if you have other kinds of parties for your birthday or for other holidays or other circumstances possibly that would occur in your guys' life. And so let's just talk through this a little bit. Are inviting people to parties hard for you guys?
Yes.
So what do you think is the hardest piece?
What if they don't want to come over to
Yeah.
the party?
That's a good question, and I put that in here, and we'll talk about that when we start talking about the party invitation. But that's a really good question because it doesn't really feel good when we don't get invited or when somebody tells us no, right?
Right.
So, Anthony, do you have any?
I don't know how to throw parties.
You don't know how to throw parties. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with not knowing how to throw parties. So let's look together at this sheet. What I said is just a very basic outline for you guys maybe to draw from. So you would say, I'm going to act like I'm inviting you to a party, Anthony, okay? So I'm going to say, hi, Anthony, what are you doing for Halloween?
I don't know.
You don't know. And I'd say, well, I'm having a party at my house. Would you like to come?
Yes.
Yes, you would. Okay, that's great. And so you said yes, so I'm going to look at that little mark right here, and you see if it says if they say yes. So I would want to tell you when my party is, where it's at, what to bring or what to wear. So obviously we're having a Halloween party, so I'm just going to read you what I wrote here. So the party starts at 7 at my house. We'll have snacks and drinks for everyone, and we will have a lot of Halloween activities. Make sure to wear your costume. And it doesn't have to be exactly this. It seems like a lot of words to say too. So you could be way more succinct. And you guys know what succinct means. More short.
Oh.
So, and then so, Cole, let's say I ask you to my Halloween party, but you tell me no instead of yes, okay? So I'll say, hi, Cole, what are you doing for Halloween?
Nothing. I might have a party to go to.
You might have a party to do? Okay. Well, I'm having a party at my house if you'd like to come, and I'm inviting some other people from class.
I might go to a different party
You might?
instead.
Okay. And so sometimes you might hear no, right? And so when someone says no, are we going to get upset and take it personal, or do we remember any occurrences where possibly we had to say no to a fun activity because we had something else going on?
Yeah, it would be best not to be upset.
Yeah. Because we probably said no to a few things before too, right? And so I just kept it pretty short and pretty easy. If someone says no, you can say, that's okay. Have a fun Halloween. And then maybe if something falls through, they'll come. You never know. And so, does this seem hard for you guys?
No.
No.
When you put it so simple.
Yeah. And that's something you guys can practice and do on your own and come with your own wording and what you want to say. So this is not by any means the exact outline of what you guys need to do, but it'll hopefully help. And so something else that we'll possibly run into at parties, and by possibly I mean we will run into at parties, is having conversations with people or running into friends, and obviously wanting to talk with the people that are there. And so also I wrote down some conversation starters. And some of you guys already mentioned these, which was really good. But Cole, would you mind just reading me that first conversation starter that we could use at a party?
What are you dressed as?
Yeah, and that's really easy. That's a common question, and a lot of people will already know what they're dressed as. And then that might initiate a conversation if you're wearing a costume, because then she might ask you the same question, or he might ask you the same question. And then, Anthony, would you just mind reading me another one of those conversation starters?
What else do you do on Halloween?
Yeah, and that's a great question, too, because what else can we do on Halloween? Do you guys know other activities maybe that we use to prepare for Halloween?
Carve pumpkins.
Yeah, carve pumpkins. And that's what I was actually thinking. I'm about to carve a pumpkin tomorrow. So do you guys carve pumpkins at all?
Yeah.
I'm not good, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Do you guys eat the pumpkin seeds too?
They're gross.
I kind of like them, actually.
I like them too. And that's okay if you don't like them. There's nothing wrong with that. Do you guys have any questions for me when just looking through this sheet? Is there something that you would like to ask me that I could further explain to you, or?
I don't talk to people well.
Okay.
And stutter or stammer.
Okay.
What do I do about
Well, what's most helpful for you? Ideas. So have you ever written down questions before?
No.
So maybe that would be a place to start. I left you a little bit of area on the bottom where you could possibly write down or brainstorm your own questions that you would feel comfortable asking someone. So maybe that'd be a good idea to write something down that you would be able to ask someone at a party. And whether that means you bring a note card with you to the party to look at, if you're comfortable with that, or if you would rather look at it ahead of time. That's something that both of you could utilize and be able to thrive in having a conversation. And it might feel weird at first, but if you work through that, I'm sure that you guys will fall into that groove of having that conversation with that person. And you may not even need the note card anymore. You may just have things coming in your head and that you will be able to continue talking about. Cole, did you have any questions at all?
Not really.
Okay, that's great. And so what I'll do is I'll let you guys just take 1 minute to write down some questions that you could ask someone at a party, that you could ask a trick-or-treater, or someone maybe that you see dressed up as you're out at a store or something. So if you guys could just take a minute to do that, and then if you pull from my questions, that's fine. If you feel comfortable using the examples I gave, or if you want to make your own, that's fine too. So how about you guys do that, and then after that you guys can go back to your classrooms. That sound good? Okay guys, if you could just finish up. About time to go. Perfect, thank you. Alright guys, well thanks for coming in, and hopefully you guys have a safe and fun Halloween. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, see
Thank
you guys
you.
later. Yeah, of course.
Thank you.